Hey guys, David Wayne here. I am back at Fort Wetherill in Jamestown, Rhode Island. It's about 3 days after my last visit, and a couple of commenters in the comment section said that this place is called Wetherill. So let's call it Wetherill because the locals know best, right? So I am going to get inside. I have my flashlight, I have my boots, I'm ready. This is all demmied out. I got my trusty flashlight. I got my boots on. Looks like something sat right there. This is all destroyed. And guys, that ring right there, that's like massive. It's bigger than the others. Okay? I know we're looking into the sun, but there's a lot of damage here. Let's walk over to where we can get in. Check out the next room over from where I left off. Okay, I imagine it's going to be the same kind of setup, but yeah, look at that. All destroyed. Another ring right there. Another entryway right there. I just walked right by it. Let's check this out first. Yeah, just an entryway with a large steel door. Taken off. These steel rounded parts that are around the doorways everywhere, they have steel leading off to them into the structure. Okay, so they were fitted. All right, let's go downstairs. Bear with me as I get down the icy steps. All right. All right. Flashlight on. Again, brick everywhere. It's the big blonde colored brick, like a refractory type of brick. Seems to be the same kind of setup as the last room. Let's go this way first this time. Here's one of these gated off tunnel ways. Looks to be all cement in there. And I can't tell if it shuts off or it keeps going. Looks like it keeps going. You see the red brick in there. Two large openings. And you can see the track. There's an opening above here. Looks to be all cemented. Massive amounts of concrete, brick. You see the track system. It's a pretty substantial track. It's not small. Another tunnelway right there. Just loaded with destroyed rock. Like, look at that. It's all melted rock in there. Just hammered. Just hammered. Another one here. Look at the melted ice over the rock right there. I don't know if I can zoom in and show you, but it looks to be melted rock with ice formed all over it. Here's the back room. Closed off. Let's see if we can see inside there. Anyway. This room over here. This steel right here is like 3/4 inch steel. Another just closed off room, odd shape. Graffiti to the max. Let's go check out the other side. Okay. Got large pedestals here. All right. We got a doorway there covered up in steel. And then looking on this side, you got 2 steel cages covering some kind of area here. Cement. Destroyed. Look, there's brick right. Look at that. Like how can I show this? You got a refractory brick, and then red brick, and then annihilated mixture of concrete and rock. And you can see it better there. All right, see the blonde brick, the actual brick, and then destroyed structure. Like this place took a real hammering. Yeah, you can see down. I don't know if you can see in there. It's hard to see around the corner. I can see perfect, but the camera's hard to pick up on it. And just, look at, can you see the grooves in the brick and cement? It's just all, I don't know how to describe it. It's grooved, going horizontal. And anyway, leads into another room where obviously machinery sat here for sure. Look at all the bolts coming up out of the floor. Pipage coming up out of the floor everywhere. That's pipes buried. The pipes are coming out everywhere. This entire room, it's got pipes sticking through it. And this coming out from that room. That's solid steel. Some kind of machinery sat in here, right? Does that match up with machinery for defending in a fort, like we're told? Like, what would this be? Filled with rocks, debris. Okay. Shut off the flashlight, take a peek out here. Oh, look at that. So that's one of those archways. Okay. There's all kinds of... Okay, I'm going to go outside here, and then there's another entryway right here. It's one of those gated off ones that you see inside. Large steel door. The steel doors and openings go all the way down here. And look at the top. All destroyed. Pipes sticking out everywhere. Go over here. Okay, so this opening with the steel plate is hiding the next archway. I'll try to get you a peek of it. You see the archway? That's about all I can show you. But, all right, let's head on down to the next doorway. All right, guys, I just came out from that area. I'm in the next circle structured area, which supposedly held the cannon. That pit goes down another 10 feet. So whatever was here was massive. And like I said, this place took a hit, right? This is not just deterioration of concrete, because no one would make concrete that way. It's all filled with large boulders and bricks. Anyway, I made it to the next opening downstairs. Let's check it out. Probably find more of the same. Definitely lots of graffiti. This way. Yeah, it seems to be like the same setup. What was this place, guys? Something big sat there. I don't know if you can see it, but something was here. You got all these tunnelways with cages over them in the same locations. This one's open. I could walk in there. You see all the stalactites hanging from the ceiling? Again, we got blonde brick, steel, red brick, and then like concrete that looks like it was formed with boards. But this side's all brick, all the way to the top. And it all looks destroyed. Yeah. Looks like the same setup. Let's go. This should be an odd-shaped room. Yeah, exactly the same. You'd swear I was in the same spot. But whatever came through here had the track system above. And they're connecting these rooms to the outside. Let's see how the track goes outside. Right there. Yeah, just like the other side. Bear with me shutting off the flashlight. There seems to be another floor down right here as I come out here. So I'll explore the other half of that just to validate it's the same as the previous two. But there's this way that goes down even further. Oh, this is all new. So I'm like in the middle of the complex. And we have these stairs that lead down to a lower level that's below everything I've shown you so far. Watch my step. Large opening right there. Yeah, so look at this. You can see the twisted rebar all up in there. Just a giant. Let me turn on the flashlight. Look at that one. That tunnel goes for a long ways. You can definitely walk through there. A lot of water in there. I don't know. I'm going to think about doing that. But look, goes for about 100 feet with all these rooms. They're going to tell us this is where the the infantry hung out. Obviously, something was here and it was destroyed. Looks like the rubble just got blasted through. See these openings, right? They're everywhere. Just very odd rooms, and behind everything, look at the steel and brickwork up here, guys. Steel on the ceiling. Can't really see. Hopefully the camera's picking up something. Yeah, it's just all these rooms. This one's got tracks on the ceiling. A lot of bricks. A lot of red brick behind everything too. Oh, this one's bigger. Oh, and this one has stairs. Yeah, they lead right outside. Let's just take a quick look. Okay, so I just went in over there, and I walked through the building, and I'm out here. Okay. It's weird. This one has one of these large open. Look here, guys. Just a destroyed structure above me on the left and the right, and then there is all blonde brick, destroyed, and more blonde brick. And there's two of them. This one's intact. And this room here has a picnic table in it. Again, tunnel ways, bricked off. It was like, look at this. The building is behind here. You can see what the fort used to look like. Oh, look at this. It's like a maze in here. But you see this building is covered up with cement on the top. This is the actual building. And then it's covered up. Oh, it's just a maze. Just keeps going. Anyway. That's weird. I bet you it goes all the way around this entire room because they covered stuff up, right? Now I'm on the other side. Look at all the white goo. Again, building to the right here, or machinery. And then all covered up. I don't know. Really weird. You got all these vents, which probably connect to those passageways, right? Openings in the wall. See the vents? I don't know. You do all that just to get air to the infantry? I don't think so. This place is ancient and was something else. All right, let's go to the next room. All right. Pretty. This place is massive, guys. All right, I think that was the last room down in the 3 levels down. Let's go see what else I can find. All right, guys, this place is massive. Now, I entered over there. I showed you that first. It's about 200 yards over. I walked the structure all the way to the end. which is another couple of 100 yards. I walked along the second floor until there was an opening down to the lower level, which is all new from today. It's under this here. Almost looks like this place has been built over with some different construction, but I don't know. Everything looks damaged, super old, and I'm glad I brought my boots and flashlight. Check out this large concrete slab out here with destroyed structure sitting right on it. To anyone else, it looks like a boulder, right? Something sat on this. You can see all the connections. All right, this is the Cooke Battery. I want to go in over there. I don't think I explored that building right there. Once I do that, I'm going to head over to the Cooke Battery and check that out. So bear with me a moment. All right, I'm over by this structure. Just a small room right there. Looks like a bigger opening right here. Large door opening. Steel, rebar, concrete, bricks. Let's turn on the flashlight. All right. Same things, just long, open. Oh, that one has massive steel in it. I don't know if I can show you. Can you see the large steel pipe at the top? Anyway, looks a little too skinny to walk in there. Maybe, maybe we'll find it over here. More openings with pipes. I can see the opening there. Pipe. Massive room. Now this is interesting. The floor is all torn up. That might be the pipe I was looking at, the inside of it anyway. And walking this way, steel tossed everywhere. It's a pit over here. It's a giant brick cement type of block just sitting here. Maybe it was painted at one time, I don't know. There's a pit here. Don't know what that's about. Just more openings in the wall. Goes deeper and deeper. Long passageway this way. This is sealed off. More openings. Like what sat in these openings, guys? Like they're everywhere throughout this entire complex. Some pass through. Some are closed off. Go this way. And this leads to outside. Anyway, just walk through this one last area, and then I'm heading over to the Cooke Battery. Oh, closed off. Oh, but look, right here. Open way there, just like the other side. Grooved out flowway, and look, it goes further down. Like what I'm standing on is just a giant floor cover to what's underneath. What was this place, guys? It doesn't match a cannon battery fort in 1898. Not at all. Come on, historians, tell me what all this stuff was and what its function was. Look at this opening, right? Okay, so you have an opening. The bottom of it's broken. Look, what do we got in there? What's that doing in there? Red bricks, always in the mix. All right, guys, on to the Cooke Battery. Thanks. Okay, so guys, I wanted to show you one of these inlets between the Endicott Battery and the Cooke Battery I'm going to. This is one of these areas that I suspect was blown out. Sure looks like rough. Something hit here. And if you look at the rocks that just sit here, they kind of resemble other places like World's End, Rocky Point, just totally melted and destroyed. And if you look carefully, you can see what looks like structure. Like that right there. Square block, just all cooked out with rocks. Looks like cement as well, right? Anyway, heading over to the Cooke Battery. All right, now I'm on the next inlet. Let's see the massive walls. I'm on a massive wall. And here's the inlet right here. All kinds of debris on the other side. I don't know if I can get in on it. That's Fort Cooke over there. It looks like I parked in the wrong parking lot, so gonna retrace and head on over. Yeah, I can see structure from here, guys. It looks pretty impressive over there. All right, bear with me again. All right, guys, I was just over there on my way over to here. I was actually standing over there, looking over here, and just out of randomness, little steel sticking out there, a wall over here. Just destruction, right? Looks like an old type of road. It's been covered up. And over here we have the Cooke Battery. And the story goes that this place, 100 years before 1898, there was a place called Fort Dumpling that was built here. And it went under attack or something, or it lost to history, whatever happened, whatever the narrative says. And then the Endicott and Cooke Batteries were put here instead in 1898. So I've shown you all that. Old, destroyed manhole cover. Look at this place. So you got wall coming in here. This wall right here wraps around, all filled in with trees and dirt. And then you got this causeway here. Steel sticking out everywhere. And it looks like a bunch of rooms. They're going to tell us that, this is where the troops hung out. I mean, there's a bedroom size. Okay, guess you needed a bedroom. That's the way to do it, with 4-foot walls. You see all the steel with the stalactites falling down everywhere. All right, guys, I'm gonna need to get the flashlight out, so bear with me. All right, guys, I just realized the last 2 or 3 minutes of recording was erased. So I'm gonna re-show you what I was trying to show you on this side. So there's pedestals of giant block in here, twisted rebar connected to blocks of whatever. And then you go through to this room, pipes sticking out everywhere. And you see this giant piece of block on the ground, all annihilated. Well, it has bolts sticking up out of it everywhere. Pipes sticking out of the floor everywhere. Indentations. See just the bolts sticking out of the floor. Giant pieces of steel. And this leads out towards the end of this causeway here. I just wanted to show you in here. Funky looking room inside here. Turn on the flashlight. It's this room right here behind the tree. Okay. Massive room. Destroyed. Concrete and steel. A couple of openings in the back. Anyway, that's what was missing from my recording. So I'm going to make my way to the top side now and see what the top of the battery looks like. Okay, guys, I'm topside at the Cooke Battery. And I just wanted to show you right over here, right across the way there, about a quarter mile, half a mile, is Fort Adams. So that's Fort Adams, and this is the Cooke Battery. Oh, wow. Similar, but different. Okay, that's the causeway I was just strolling down. So that pad is about 20 foot round, and there's 2-inch bolts every couple of feet in a giant circle. We're going to say that held the cannon. I'm going to try to get down there, guys, but I don't know. I know there's things to look at in those buildings. Something pretty interesting on this side. I could see a ring. I don't know if it's been painted, but it's shining silver. Of course, it's been graffiti painted. I do see that ladder right there getting down. I want to see if there's doorways. I didn't see any. Looks like there could be one right there. All right. I'm going to try to get down there. If I can get around this fence. It's just at the right height where hopping it over is a pain in the butt. Oh. Yeah, it looks like there's openings. It's definitely vents coming up from down below. Hatches, if you will. That one's destroyed. This one still looks intact rather. Yeah, and you see the inlets, right? So they decided to build this one just like you see it, right on top of these massive granite blocks next to the sea. Yeah, I definitely got to get in there. And then, look. So they decided to build this up here. And then directly across is the Endicott Battery. Of course they were all connected at one time, right? It's obvious, guys. The star fort right over there. All right, bear with me while I try to get in here. All right, they make it very hard for you to get into these places. So before I risk my life trying to get in there and find a door, I'm going to go on to the other side and look over to see if there's any openings first. Looks like there might be. So what do you guys think? Is this all put here to defend our country back in 1890s from cannons from ships with the star fort right over there? So pretty interesting. You know, this Fort Adams right there, well, I'd say half a mile away. And if I were to get in my truck and plot a course to get over there, it would take me about an hour to get over there. How crazy is that? It's on a separate island, Aquidneck Island. Jamestown is on Cohanicut Island. And another note here, you see all the graffiti on these places, right? The Cooke Battery was much worse. Now, for a mile all around here, in fact, all of Jamestown is a pretty affluent community. And for a mile all around, it's nothing but mansions and very wealthy people. Okay? Oh, look at this. There's a way in right here, maybe. Oh, yeah. There's a ladder right here. Let me see if I can see an opening. Oh, they're all sealed off, guys. But I will definitely get a better look. If there is an opening, that's my way in right there. So, kind of interesting that we have all this graffiti to the hilt, like every square inch covered. And nothing but affluent people, rich people. Just makes you wonder. I ain't getting in there either. Man, they really want you out of these places. Just makes you wonder, like all the rich kids getting together and doing graffiti on the weekends and the parents don't do nothing about it. I don't know. Everything's a mystery, right? I'm just a conspiracy nut. Let's go over here. So you can get a better look at Fort Adams from here. Oh wow. All right. I see other things here. I don't want to fall off the wall here. It's pretty darn steep. Right over here, there's a giant platform built out of granite blocks and used to house something for sure at Fort Adams. All right, Fort Adams, hold on. There it is. Camera's being a little wonky. I gotta explore that giant platform down there. It's pretty interesting, guys. Let's see if I could walk over to it. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm up here, probably about 60, 70 feet, straight drop. I'm looking at this, where a ship would dock over here, in the inlet here, directly across from Fort Adams, not far away at all. And look at the wall down there, the way that it's made. I'm getting it from here because I don't know if I can get down there. But you see how they're formed? I'll zoom in post so you can see what I'm looking at. But that's just a massive structure right there, guys. All filled with all kinds of stone anomalies. Because the environmental building is right here, of course. Yeah, it's just a dock for ships, but there's all kinds of rubble in there, guys. You see the little pond there, and look at all the blocks. Are they going to tell us this place had a quarry narrative? Of course they are. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get down there, guys. A lot of stuff going on down there. And then behind me, it's a camera here. cameras. What the hell are cameras doing here? On top of these old world structures. Something stood on here. Steel on the ground right there. Just two pillars sitting here. Some modern day weather and camera equipment. And over here is the environmental building, I think. I'm not sure. Well, look. Just red bricks sticking up out of here. Stone walls. Something was up here. Massive construction. That building is actually 3 buildings connected. They're all built out of stone. And look up. All right, I'm going to show you a window. See the window on the top? You see the header on it? Now let's go over to the doorway and then look at the next window above it. What are those bricks doing in there, huh? This whole area is suspect, guys. Everything here. There's even another building over there. Old world turned into something that they're using today. There's all kinds of stone anomalies everywhere. It would take me a month to show you everything here. Interesting. Definitely worth another trip, another time. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. All right, Endicott, Cove, another cove, and then over there's the Cooke Battery. Everywhere is destroyed, pieces everywhere. And then look at this. Look at this old fire hydrant just sitting here. Just the old guys. They forgot to paint this one. They forgot to paint that one from the old world. Anyway.